Welcome, everyone, and another episode. My co-host is Julie. How are you, Julie?
Fine. Good morning, Seewing. How are you?
Good morning. So, today's topic, we can talk about how to use your home equity to buy cash flow rentals. All right. Okay. So let's do a deep dive in, and let me share my video. And here it is. So, how to turn your home equity into monthly cash flow, positive cash flow rentals. So anyway, as we all know, we've been hearing on news, no matter what you think of the housing market, it's very clear right now on historical basis, the current homeowners have more equity in their homes than ever before. It's a record breaking highest value, highest wealth in history, right? So
Right.
whether you own a primary home or whether you own investment property, it's just same. It's just so a lot of equity, like we talking like almost 40 trillion with a T
Wow.
of
That's
equity
unbelievable.
value of people's homes. So as a result, a lot of would-be sellers or they're locked in a historical low mortgage rate, and 90% of all the homeowners have a mortgage of under 6%.
Oh, wow.
25% of mortgage holders have 30-year fixed rate mortgage of under 3%. So they're
Mhm.
locked in. They're getting the low mortgage. They're not selling. That's why I think we have such a historically low supply of inventory. And furthermore, more than 40% of all the homeowners in the country does not even have a mortgage. They are debt free and clear. Okay.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah. So Julie, my next question is, if people have so much, I call it debt equity. Look, the majority of people they have a lot of they have a primary homeowner. They're not interested in buying income property. I get it. Okay, they whatever. I don't know why it is what it is. They are very comfortable with just having one primary home. They're gonna own, pay it off for the rest of their lives, and they go through the rat race, which is fine. They have
Right.
a job. They retire age 65, whatever, and hopefully they have their mortgage free and clear. But the other category of people that have a primary home, that have a very huge equity, they own their primary home for many years, and some investors, they might have one or two rental properties somewhere. They also appreciate a lot. So here's my strategy for many of you, for some of you who are very motivated.
Mhm.
And so my thought is, uh, keep your low historical home mortgage rate. Whatever whatever your mortgage rate, 5, 4, 3%, 30-year fixed rate mortgage, and you had your home for many years. Let's say you have here in California, the median price of a home is $1 million, right? Uh,
Mhm.
some areas in California, a lot more, like where I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, the median price of a home is more than 1.5 million. Uh,
Right.
where you live in Southern California, depending on what specific location, median price of a home is close to 1 million, right?
Great. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
a lot of Californians, in which we work with a lot of investors from California, Julia,
Mhm.
including yourself, and a
Right.
lot of equity from their primary home. So
Right.
if they have the motivation to achieve financial freedom, they could, if they have no other capital to invest in rate income property, why not? Why not take out a home equity line of credit and keep the historical low rate the way it is? Don't touch it. So you could make the argument it's a low risk scenario. You,
Mhm.
you keep your mortgage rate that you had a long time ago at
Mhm.
whatever rate, and you potentially take out 2 or 300 grand of home equity line of credit. I know, Julie, home equity line of credit right now, if the rate is high, 8 to 9%, but they could go lower in the next couple of
Mhm.
years, especially when the mortgage rate is expected to come down little by little in the next few. I think we're all very hopeful of that. So why not? Why not take a small risk to take a home equity line of credit? Home equity line of credit is like a credit line. You spend whatever amount you want to spend, you have to pay it back on the amount that you take out. So home equity line of credit is very flexible. The traditional thought is you get a home equity line of credit to improve your home or to pay off debts, or these very not so good traditional reasons to do it.
Right. Right.
a home equity line of credit. But as a motivated, ambitious real estate investors that you and I, what we do,
Right.
you borrow X amount of money from that line of credit, or $20, $30, $40,000 at a time, and to
Mhm.
buy one rental property. Do the math. Work,
Right.
work with your mortgage loan consultant to do the math. Make sure you have to, if you borrow 50K from a line of credit on a credit line at 8%, whatever, we have to pay back like $400 monthly back to the loan, right? Around
Right. Right.
So you have to ask yourself is, what type of income property can I buy where it can achieve the proper cash flow monthly
Correct.
to pay back the loan that I borrow?
Right.
So if the numbers works out, look, Judy, it's all math. It's all mathematical. It's all what I say, we should say is a high school math, ninth grade math.
Yeah. Regular math. Yeah.
Yeah,
Basic.
yeah, you borrow 50 grand from a line of credit at 8 or 9%. I'm just going over the high level. Don't quote me. I'm not precise.
Sure. Mhm.
So we're talking like $400 something monthly, give or take. You have to pay back onto the loan. So let's
Right.
find a income property at 25% down payment where you can get the cash flow to pay back, and then you may not get the cash flow. You may not see the cash flow for a number of years to come, but you have the other dimensions of income producing that you and I talk about, the
Right.
multi-dimensional aspect, cash flow, appreciation, tax benefits, loan pay down, and the leverage of a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, right? We discussed that
Right.
sometimes. In addition, some of the investors, some of the income property they purchased 3, 4, 5 years ago, and some of the investors purchased from our network, Julie, that they purchased during the housing boom 3 years ago, 2021, in Texas and Florida, in North Carolina, and
Right.
and even in Midwest like you,
Mhm.
their property have increased so much in such short periods of time in the
Mhm.
past 2 years, whereby
Absolutely.
some of the income property you have, you all included, this applies to you bought 6 properties total in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, 3
Mhm.
years ago, of all places, and some of your property have achieved 50% loan to value.
Mhm.
Clearly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So using you as a scenario, and many of our investors that took action 3 years ago, good for you. Congratulations. You won a
Thank you.
lottery. You and a number of my investors, not that many, but majority of my network members,
Mhm.
they were sitting on the sideline 3 years ago, and they will
Right.
sit on the sideline today, right? Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
which is
Right.
sad.
Mhm.
Anyway, so if you have 50% loan to value, on your income property, why not? Even
Right.
even if you have a 4% mortgage rate on your income property, why not
Mhm.
refinance? Because you have the equity to refinance out of your income property also, not just from your primary home. Or even work with a lender that we have, you could even get a home equity line of credit from your income property if you have 50% loan to value.
Oh,
All
that's really good. That's
right.
excellent.
Yeah, to borrow the money tax free, by the way, to buy more rental properties. That's how you leverage.
Yeah.
That's how you achieve financial freedom. Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just thinking too, if you have a lot of equity, like maybe you owned your home and it's out free and clear, you can even pay cash. Take a home equity line out to pay cash for, like, we looked at some of the properties right there in Oklahoma, 150,000. Pay
Right.
cash for it, and then the tenant is going to pay back the home equity line.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
$1,300 a month in rent.
Yeah. So many ways, but you do the numbers. If you buy
Right.
turnkey cash flow properties in the good growth areas with the job and population growth, the monthly positive cash flow alone can pay back on your borrowing costs on your HELOC. So you have
Correct.
a wash. You have a wash, WASH.
Correct. Mhm.
So you decrease the risk. So you may not enjoy the monthly cash flow, but then again,
Right.
you're not supposed to enjoy the initial small monthly cash flow because
Mhm.
you're not going to get rich off cash flow, right?
Yes.
When the
Mhm.
cash flow increase for the next 10 years, then you will get rich, not just passive income wise, you can retire maybe, but you get the other dimensions of an income property benefits, such as tax benefit,
Right.
debt paid down by your tenants, appreciation over time, the whole 9 yards, right?
Mhm.
Julie, I'm not going to go over the pro forma that much because it'll take forever. We don't have time on the podcast, but diversify your property. You could also buy, this one is in, I know I don't have a picture, but in Alabama, you could buy Alabama, new construction, Alabama, about 240K, you put 25% down payment, whatever, whatever. It doesn't matter about the mortgage rate, whether it's 5, 6, 7%, you still cash, okay? Cash flow will pay off your homemaker line of credit, okay? It's a wash, okay? And just the same thing, you buy in Florida, in Ocala, for example. Ocala in Central Florida, Julie, in case you not know, is the 5th fastest growing city in the country.
Really? Wow.
By the way, I have a income property, new construction a couple of years ago in Ocala, which is very next to Ocala. So my
Okay.
new construction is doing well. It's increasing in value. Everything is
Right.
doing well. Anyway, these are the kind of property, brand new constructions, ideally, and especially when the builder
Right.
going to pay down your rates.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
I mean, all the builder incentives you're getting right now, and I'm telling you, with the surge of the housing market, with the lowering of the mortgage rate, a lot of people are gonna come off the sidelines. Later on, will be a lot of competition. Later on, it's gonna be a seller's market. Right now, still a little bit of a buyer's market where the investor buyer, they're getting a lot of great negotiation leverage.
Right.
Rate buy down, free property management for 1 or 2 years, all kind of great deals, and little bit of discount on the home prices itself. So
Right.
right now there's a small window of opportunity remaining to enter the deep submarkets of Florida and Texas and Alabama and Oklahoma
Right.
and even Buffalo, Niagara Falls. You get some great deals because when the floodgate opens in the next few months or the early part of next year, if the mortgage rate going to come down below 6%, guess what? There'll be more competition. The deals that you wanted to get by waiting later on, that property you want will be gone. And by waiting, you can pay a higher price because more competition, more bidding war, more multiple offers, the whole vicious cycle all over again. So by following the herd mentality, that the blind leading the blind, when everybody get off the sidelines at the same time, then you're not going to get the deals, and you could pay a higher price and whatever, right?
Right. Yes.
I'm gonna skip over. Look, there's so much opportunity. Look at a duplex, less than 400 grand in Ocala.
Oh, wow.
Amazing cash flow, great rental market. That's how when you have a $200,000 line of credit, or we can refinance some of your high equity position from your income property, which you were able to got lucky and bought 3 years ago, and now the prices have increased 50% or more. Many of our investors did that in Texas and Florida, like I said earlier, 3 years ago. The process, their income property have skyrocketed. So when you own an income property, you're not going to sit on your mortgage. You're not going to sit on your low mortgage rate forever. To leverage, you need to buy more properties to buy or wealth. During primary home, you and I agree, right? But for the most part, keep your home, keep your low mortgage forever. Because
Absolutely.
that's your primary home, but your income property do not have a lock-in effect of your income property. Income property is designed to leverage into more properties. As long as you continue to cash flow each time you refinance, each time you do a line of credit from your income property. As long as you have limited cash flow, you're okay. You have a low risk situation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, here, this great low cost. I did a lot of research, lots of research. I always, Julie, I live and breathe real estate because that's what I do, right? I own a real estate consulting company for decades, and I consulted with thousands of real estate investors to buy Cashflow turnkey properties all over the country over many years. But let's look at South Texas. Okay, some people still do not believe me, Julie. This is so factual. Do your research. Okay.
Yes.
Those people out there, you're not going to find in South Texas a fourplex new construction for $545,000 in a very fast growing area. It's just no doubt in my mind. If you found anything better than this anywhere in the country, come and talk to me. Come and talk. Okay, you ain't gonna find it. This is one of the best value quad fourplex
That's a great
I
deal.
have seen over many years, right?
Mhm.
Not only
Mhm.
brand new in a B class neighborhood in South Texas. Imagine
Right.
25% down payment. Your down payment is $147,000. Look at the rent. Look at the per door is like 1,200, 1,300.
That's great.
Per
That's
door
a great deal. That's
grows
a really good deal.
just like a 1% ratio, the 1% rule. It meets the 1% rule, which these days are pretty much gone, right? See, 1% rule,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
1% rule. Normally, you get it in the Midwest market, like Buffalo, Niagara Falls, but those
Right.
much older homes. But you're getting a 1% rule on this fast growing area in South Texas. Look at this price,
Mhm.
545K. This price you couldn't get a single family home in Sacramento for 545K.
Right.
And if you rent out the single family home you buy in Sacramento or in the inland valley of Southern California, you buy single
Mhm.
family for 545K, you can rent it off for $2,000 per month rent, right? Why do that? Well, you could buy out of state fourplex in South Texas for 545K, and the gross rate on all four doors is 5,400. And the rest is just history in terms of cash flow and
It's a great product.
rent to value ratio 1%, cash on cash return 7.6,
Right.
28% total ROI. Come on, people,
Yeah.
wake up,
That's a steal deal.
wake up and smell the roses.
Exactly. Exactly.
The system that I've used for many decades, okay? You buy a turnkey property, you have the boots on the ground, boots on the
Yes.
ground. You have property management, all your support team on the local market that will help you do all these kind of things. And then, of course, when you and I talk about this, there's no other asset class can even come close to rental property because you're getting
Right.
the 5 dimensions of
Yes.
two of
Yeah.
them above the iceberg, above the water. You can feel it, you can see it, which is the rental income, cash flow,
Right.
and the appreciation over time. And the things you do not see that you will see eventually if you hold the property long term is the under the iceberg. Underwater is 80% of all the profits, which is
Right.
depreciation, fixed rate 30-year mortgage, which your tenant is going to pay down systematically over time. The more your 30-year fixed rate loan are being paid out, the more loan to value you have, the more equity you can accumulate when the balance of the loan decrease, right?
No, you 100%. 100%.
And people, when I show this to people,
They
they don't believe it.
don't believe it. I know.
I want to come out of your words.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about this particular scenario because it's happening to you, not just happening to you, happening to
Right.
pretty much all of our investors that use this turnkey by an out of state remote, surrounded by a great team on the ground. So
Mhm.
tell me
Mhm.
if this is true or false.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. So like we have 6 properties. I know other investors probably have many more than that, but because we have ours managed through a management company, and mind you, we're in California, our property is in upstate New York. So we're about as far apart on the geographical scale as we can be. But we have a great property management team. And I was going back to that circle thing you had where you have to have all these support services. If you've got a great property management team, yeah, like I think it's down in the second circle in the support, that covers about 90% of what's in the outer circle that you don't have to do for yourself. So that's why I can honestly say I spend less than an hour with my 6 properties. Now, if you got 16 properties, you may have to spend an hour and a half. But I spend less than an hour. When the receipts come in, you talked about the property tracker software. I take the information that they've sent me, the rental receipts and any type of expenses or whatever that have come out, plug that into the property tracker, give that to my tax accountant at the end of the year, and they have all the information in one place. But it literally takes me less than an hour to be able to do that now.
Absolutely. So let's review this. Okay. Now, some people thinking, Julie, oh, it's too risky to tap into the equity of your home. Yeah, in a way, this is a traditional thinking. I'm not
Mhm.
saying everybody should do this. If
Mhm.
you are an ambitious and motivated risk investor, you could
Right.
do this, but you have to do it right. Okay. You have to buy the right kind of property,
Yes.
right market, surround yourself with the right team. Do not over leverage. And you need to keep a cash reserve for each rental. Each
Mhm.
rental you own, you need to have at least 6 months of cash reserve in case of vacancies and maintenance.
Right.
So You have to work the numbers, do the math, work with a mortgage loan consultant, buy
Yes.
right systematically. Each time you take out a line of credit, you have to do the math. If the cash flow, for the down payment you pay for that particular property, if the
Right.
cash flow match the line of credit to pay back, eventually over time, over the next 5 to 10 years, your whatever property you buy from the line of credit you take out, I don't care. Some people want to take out 100 grand of a homemaker line of credit. Some people can take out 200 grand, 300 grand, depending on how much equity they have from their primary home or
Right.
income property. Do it smartly, do it systematically.
Yes.
Do not over leverage, have a cash reserve, work with your mortgage loan consultant, do it one property at a time, do
Right.
the first buy and hold. So eventually in next 5 to 7 years, whatever is the line of credit you have, the 100 grand, 200 grand, 300 grand line of credit, it'll be paid off. A
Absolutely.
line of credit will be paid off by the monthly cash flow from those
Mhm.
multiple properties you have purchased.
I think the thing that you said, you really have to, it's really just about numbers. You really have to make sure the numbers add up. Because I think sometimes people get very excited about property, or particularly say if you inherited a property that's free and clear, and like, oh, I'm going to take this, and make sure you understand how to manage that. Yeah, the numbers have to work out in order for it to be a good decision. Because on the surface, like anything else, like an Airbnb or anything else, or the emotion of, oh, yeah, this is great. I can have all this money coming in and I don't have to pay for anything. But yeah, you really have to make sure you get some wise counsel, get a mentor, get a good broker, like you work with Richard Avanti and some of the others. Get some people close to you that can really show you all the possible scenarios before you jump into something like that. Because the worst thing you want to do is lose your own home, the personal residence that you're living in, because you did it on emotion instead of logic and numbers.
Exactly. Wow. Julie, I'm going to leave it at that. What you just said, the final comment, it just really resonates with me. It's just so inspiring, so clear, so amazing. So I just leave it at that. Just, people need to sit down and digest what you just said.
Right.
With that in mind, as we conclude this, if out there, if you guys receive any value whatsoever from this podcast, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, of course, and comment below as well. And also subscribe to my website below so you can pick up our email insider with our real estate investment network. Okay.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, Julie, once again, thank you so much for your wisdom and for your inspiration and sharing
Thank you.
this strategy. And everyone out there, thank you for watching. And I will see you very shortly on our next video on another topics about housing market and real estate investing. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.